Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jamie Springman. I'm an independent designer with Couture, and you're watching my business page. I'm going to really quickly send this over to my VIP group. I have been gone for a little bit. I was meaning to post videos and I didn't get a chance to, and it's been a little crazy. But I had a great visit with my mom and my sisters, my dad, and my brother-in-laws, my nieces. So all is good. All right, let's see. Yes, it's been posted. So if you don't know what Couture is, it is an amazing product that is a reusable product. We have these silkscreen transfer stencils that are reusable. You can clean them. They have all their care instructions on the back. We have many surfaces that are reusable. We have paste. We have ink. There's so many things. Hi, Tina. And so I'm going to use an older surface, but we do have surfaces that are white like this that are reusable. We're going to do the bottle brush trees, and we're going to be doing the pull and chalk method because we are going to do it a little fancy. We are going to do the bottom here, and we are going to add bark and camel together to kind of give it that wood look. We're going to do these little stems in storm, and then we're going to do the bottle part of it, which is the tree, red, green, red, green, red. So I'm going to move this down so you guys can see what I'm doing. I hope you all are fabulous. Up in Michigan, it was really cold. I got down here and it was 70 degrees, which was nice, but I don't think it's going to last. I think fall is here, guys. So it is what it is, right? So if you notice that this on the back, it's all your care instructions. So you want to keep your packaging. And since it's reusable, you will want to keep your backer sheet. But if you notice, the backer sheet's kind of got a yellow tint to it now. That's so you know that that's the back. However, I still write on mine because I want to know, one, how it goes back on its backer sheet and how many times I've used it. So 8 to 12 uses is what chalk says that you can get out of them. So I do top and I'll do like a dash mark. That's just so I know how they go back on. So we are going to get ready to fuzz this. And you just want to pull it off very carefully, but from the corner. Try not to pull too hard. The more silk screen there is, the less fuzzing it's going to need. And I, of course, will always put in a cart link on how to get all of these goodies that we used here today. And we're getting ready to start decorating for Christmas. I know fall is right now, guys, but Christmas is right around the corner. And you always want to get a jump start on your decor, especially gifts if you want to make gifts for anyone. We just had a kit launch today, and it is absolutely beautiful. The surface is a limited time only. And so if you loved that picture that I posted with the honeycomb frame that said Noel, you're going to want to snag one of those over on my shop site. You can grab that, and it is a reusable surface. It is amazing. And I was told it's just under 19 by 16. So that's a pretty good size frame. Definitely you're going to get your money's worth out of that. The reason I'm fuzzing so much is because this transfer is extremely sticky, and I just don't want it to be too sticky. Alright, so we're going to pull that off, making sure that we don't have anything on the surface. So these bottle brush trees, we also have cutouts that go with it. So if you want the cutouts, hold on guys, there was a string there. You can always add the cutouts in. So we're going to do this from bottom to top. So we're going to do the wood look first, and I'm going to show you guys how we do this. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have seen me do this before with the vintage truck, but it's super cool. So I'm going to grab out these little stir sticks, and I'm just going to dab into the brown, which is bark. I'm just going to kind of dab it. Okay, I'm going to keep a little bit on there, and then I'm going to do the same thing with camel. I'm just going to kind of get it in here. Try and get it in here. I'm not actually putting it on the... Try not to get it on that stem part. But okay, so I'm going to take my multi-tool. I'm going to just kind of rub it across here. Now, I should probably have placement tape, I'm not going to lie, right here because of that little stem that I want to do, but this will work just fine. You just want to rub it across, kind of pulling it across there. Now you can use placement tape. I will add placement tape in for you guys. And if you want to get really detailed, you'll want to grab our detail tool as well. I'm just trying to get this moving pretty quickly because we're going to have to pull it and we're going to have to dry it because of how warm it is in here today. The warmer your space is, the more you're going to have to work a little bit faster. We got it. We got it. I'm just kind of going back over top and filling in these little spots. So I'm going to pull out a paste tray here and just set my stuff there. I'm going to close these two up because we don't need them anymore and I don't want them to dry out. And I'm going to pull this. I'm going to dry that real quick. Let's close these. This is a fun technique. It's not that complicated. So if you're like, oh, I don't know, you can always do this, okay? See how it kind of looks like, I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks a little like wood grain because it's got different colors in it. It's super cool. Alright. I'm going to lay this back down right where we chalked before. Hold on. Trying to get it lined up so that the little trees won't look weird. Gotta get it just right. There we go. And I'm just gonna push down right here on this little stem part. Now I am gonna take the placement tape only because I'm noticing how close that is to the bottom of those trees. And we want to make sure that we're not going to get it where we don't want it. And let me find the beginning. There we go. Now our placement tape is repositionable. You can reposition it. It's not going to tear that silk screen. Okay. So don't freak out about that. And if you can't get, if you don't have our placement tape, you can always get washi tape. Use washi tape, but do not use painter's tape. Painter's tape will tear that silk screen, so you don't want to do that. All right. Now I'm going to grab out my detail tool. The detail tool has a little baby squeegee at the bottom. You can see it's a little bit narrower than the multi-tool. We're going to grab out that storm. I had to open up a new one, guys. My other one was dried up, so I'm just going to go over top of that, just ever so slightly, just getting that gray in there, and then filling that in. So the more you practice with chalk, the better you're going to get at the technique, of course, but it is super easy, guys. If you can butter bread, you can do this. It is that simple. And I had never touched a product before I became a designer. And I was like, oh my goodness, did I bite off more than I could do? But I did not. Super easy, lots of fun, really relaxing. And for people who say they're not crafty, you can be with chalk. All right, so we're going to pull all that extra off. Set that over on our tray. Close that up. I'm going to pull it up again. You can see the little, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but you can see the little stems, right? I'm going to dry those. So those spots that we used to hold the little brush back, or the little stem, I'm actually going to pull them off. I'm going to reuse these to block the stem, just to make sure we don't chalk on that. That's one of the great things about our placement tape, is it is repositionable, repurposable. You can use it over and over and over again. You get your money's worth for sure, which is super cool. Now I know I just saw it. I got chalk all over my fingers. Of course, I'm going to wash that off because I don't want to transfer anything. Put this back down right where we chalked. That is spot on right there. Pretty good eyeballing it. Okay, so we're going to lay this down and we're going to, hold on, I got a bubble here. Don't want any bubbles. Okay, so hold on. We're going to push this down a little bit. I'm just going to kind of tear this in half. Just kind of lay that right over top of that. Just to protect that one spot. This spot I'm noticing is pretty much straight across, so we can just go with that piece right there. That's one of the great things that, like I said, about our placement tape. It's repositionable, repurposable. You can use it quite for a lot of projects. If you like to save some money on your projects, which I do, I like to save. I'd rather reuse the pieces. So I still have pieces over here that I can keep to use for another project. It's super cool, right? Okay, so we're going to do red, 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 and then we're going to pull it and dry it, and then we're going to do green and green. So this is candy apple. So we're just going to, we don't really need to chunk all of that there. I put way too much on that. That's squeegee. Okay, so we're going to pull. That's why I'm calling it the pull and chalk method, is because you're going to pull it up, and with this one, we're just going to kind of pull it, and we're going to drop it. And then I'm going to do this one. And I'll end up pulling more, of course, and then we'll have to reposition it for the green trees. That's how you're going to want to do it. It's just a little bit easier than trying to rush through, going super, super fast, and not being able to cover like you want, because you're trying to just work faster. So we're going to go like this, pull it up, and then drop it down. And I'm going to do this side. All right. Now a lot of these colors come in singles or palette packs. If you don't want to do multiple projects, that's going to be your best bang for your buck. However, if you want to do lots of projects, you're going to want jars, because they just go so much further. Okay, there are the red trees. Ooh, let's attach that to these pieces of placement tape. Okay, and then we're going to dry these. You're going to love the finished project. It's super cute. Now, whenever you're doing something like the pull and chalk method, you definitely want to make sure that it is dry before you lay it down. You also want to make sure it's back to room temp, because you don't want it too hot, because then it's going to melt the transfer stencil, and you don't want that to happen. Nobody wants that to happen. So we're going to let that kind of get back to room temp. Obviously, with the middle ones, it's a little bit more important that you do that. So we're going to push this down. We're going to do green. Okay, so we're going to do meadow, and that is a really pretty green. You guys can see I'm getting low, but I've got lots and lots of projects still left in this paste jar. And we do have inks too, so if you like these and you're like, oh my gosh, these would be so cute on a shirt or on a pillow, you definitely can do the same transfer stencil that you did with paste for an ink project. Absolutely can do that. So keep that in mind as well whenever you are looking at our products, that they can be the same stencil used with both paste and ink. So you don't have to buy 2 stencils unless you want to do it a bunch of times. So that's another awesome bang for your buck. So I'll make sure that little side is done there. Pulling all the extra off, sticking it back in my jar. And now we have our cute little bottle brushes. How cute are those, right? That's super cute. I love them. I'm going to dry this and then I'll flip it up and show you guys. I'll move the camera out so you guys can see. Alright, let me move this up so you guys can see better on what I'm doing. What we've done. There is the cute little bottle brushes. And you could always add like Merry Christmas in here. We have many stencils that have that on them. You can even just keep it like this. How cute is that? If you wanted to go back over it and kind of frost it, you could do that as well. Or if the paste is wet, you can also sprinkle a little bit of glitter on there. There's so many out of the box projects that you can do with our transfers. It is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I hope the rest of your day is wonderful. And I will see you all here tomorrow for another awesome Couture project. Talk to you all later, guys. Bye.